The following content is intended for a mature audience only. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Boom, boom. We're on British Bears, coming to you from another land. The British Bears Show, another kind of fan. Bears fans all day, Bears fans all night, 365 days, 5,000 miles away. Hey, hey, hey! The British Bears, the Irish Bears, the German Bears, the Polish Bears. Wait, what? We are bears. We are bears. We are bears. Fans. The British Bears. The British Bears. Welcome to the British Bears.
And now your hosts, Jason UK Bears and Dave Bears UK.
Shorty's done it again, isn't he? What an opener. Absolutely
Shorty.
amazing work, Shorty. Thank you so much, my friend. Brilliant.
Oh my God! I've got my name in lights, and I've got one of my heroes saying my name. Oh, well done, Shorty, mate. That's
I
brilliant.
was about to say that, Dave. I see your name's up in lights.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh
Yeah.
well. That's fantastic. I was smiling all the way through that. That's brilliant.
Amazing, isn't it? Love it. I still watch
Yeah.
that Keenan Allen touchdown as well, the one against Detroit, when he's looking from behind down the sideline, because that was right towards us when we were at that game. That was, Keenan Allen's career-long 46-yard touchdown. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Good to see some of the usual crew here already. Relentless Mikey, Foster's hanging around. You maybe might see him later. Squeegee, Armando, AC Atom, Brummy Bear is in the house. And there, I think that's it in terms of the chat. And everyone else who may not be typing but is in with us, welcome to the show, the British Bears Show. It's a Bears fans podcast with a British accent on a good time zone for us. Obviously, because usually your evening shows are in the early hours of the morning for us. So here we are. Yeah. If Brummy Bear ever decides to come and join us, then he's welcome to jump in as well. The email is in the link, is in the post description, in the show description. Prometheus is in again. Welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, how you doing, Dave? How did you enjoy Sunday?
I'll tell you what. I'm still blown away by the actual game itself. Actually, to be fair, and I'll be honest with you, when I watched the game like I did on Sunday, because obviously I was in your neck of the woods, wasn't I? I was at a family party, so I had it on my phone for the first half, but I could get a vibe of what was going on. And you know what? It sort of reminded me, I suppose, of the gritty, hard performances of the Chicago Bears that I fell in love with so many years ago. And it was just one of those performances, and I thought, fucking, this is great.
Yeah, absolutely. It was quite an unusual feeling, wasn't it, to be holding on to a lead late in the fourth quarter rather than trying to get back in front. So a bit of an unusual one for us lately. But I think, I mean, the injuries obviously are just are beyond belief at the minute, aren't they? And I think when we saw going into the game that we had none of our starting linebackers. Obviously, we were down, what was it, sort of 5-6 starting defense we'd have had missing. You're a little bit sort of nervous, aren't you? But the guys stepped up, didn't they? I think the two I got added down here somewhere. Eamon Ogbongbemiga and DeMarco Jackson, who got a game ball, didn't he? You've seen the video. Led the team with 15 and 14 tackles respectively. And initially, I thought there was going to be an issue because I think there was a couple of times early on, the Steelers were running the ball, and I thought a couple of times they hit gaps and there was no one there to meet him. And I thought to myself, that's the sort of place where normally TJ or Tremaine would be in there, closing that gap. But I think they just took him a little bit of time to get used to the game, and maybe, but yeah, they came and played, didn't they? They came to play.
I totally agree. And we went into that game and we was all very, very wary. But I tell you what, Dennis Allen, what he's doing to that D line, and I think it really shows that the coaches have got into the team with a belief. And even if you're playing someone out of position, which a lot of lads were, and even the ones that were in positions, like they got hurt as well, like your Hippolytes and all that. And it's like everyone stepped up, and when they were giving out the game ball in the locker room afterwards, the joy in their face was absolutely fantastic. And I just think there's such a united front at the moment. And and I quite like the idea of the media not believing in us as well, saying we're not really playing anyone. I quite like that. We still got points to prove, and I just thought it was an amazing performance. And okay, Caleb didn't have one of his best games, and I'll be looking forward to hearing the stats later on that one. But even Caleb not having the best of games, something felt like it was going to happen. And when there's a belief that you can win, when there's a belief, I just love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you're right. It speaks to the culture, and I think that's people are saying. You're a massive shout out to Dennis Allen. I think we were hoping he'd do well with this defense, but I think he's doing it in a different way to what we kind of expected, because obviously the injuries, we were decimated. I guess we're not really getting what we wanted fully out of our defensive line, but they're keeping us in games by making plays, aren't they? It's the turnovers, definitely. I'll go through the stats when we talk about our defense at the end, going to the next game when we look at the Eagles game.
Yeah, of course.
But in terms of like what we've given up in yardage and points, we're not doing amazingly brilliantly, but it's making plays, man. Another two turnovers this week. Again, we'll talk about that later, but that's what's doing it, isn't it? They are making plays. But also, where are we? 31 points, wasn't it? That's a good tally, isn't it? Let me just go back to Brummy. He asked. I will answer this question rather than leave you hanging. Chris has decided to basically not do the podcast anymore, essentially. So he's I think he's he does his Sunday one as well, doesn't he, or used to, with his barfly tailgate. I think he's just had enough of it all for a moment. So as we stand at the minute, he's decided to sort of not do it. So Dave has manfully stepped up. So we know he works shifts, so you might not see Dave occasionally, but if there, maybe Foster will step in, or if not, you might just have me talking at you and engaging with your questions for a little bit.
Like I said to you before, I was only expecting to sort of cover 1 week, and then basically you kick me off, but for some reason you keep dragging me back. So I don't mind actually, and I hope Chris is all good, and I look forward to seeing him online again, mate. Yeah,
exactly. Hopefully he'll be back at some point. We'll miss him, and maybe he'll join us at some point, even if it's just for a guest appearance or whatever he wants to do. There's always a space here for Chris, but at the minute he's decided not to do it. So that's the thing. So don't worry in case you're worried that something's happened to him. As far as we know, there isn't anything. So, but yeah, he's always welcome, and he's still a friend of ours. So yeah, that's it. Shorty says, I'm at a damn meeting, so have you muted, but bear down. I'm glad you like the opener. Yeah, it was brilliant. I wonder if he's got a finish as well. We'll see if there's an ending. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so 31 points we wrapped up, didn't we? Caleb was, where is he? Oh, I'm written it down somewhere. Terrible. See, I was working today, mate. I've gone to shit. Sorry, fellas. I'm letting everyone down. I had his stats here somewhere. I'm sure I wrote it down. There it is. I did write it down. Oh, for God's sake.
Fag packet.
19 of 35, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions again. He obviously took that one terrible sack in the end zone, but his passer rating was 104.3. So not an amazing game, but not one of his worst. Again, didn't turn the ball over. Well, apart from the fumble, he did turn the ball over this week with that awful sack in the end zone.
There was definitely a couple of close calls where he did throw it, and it was sort of heading a bit too close for comfort towards the Steelers' offense. There was a couple, and I'm thinking they're going to get it. But yeah, he got away with it. That's good.
Yeah. Evening, Rick. Good to see you, mate. Rick Gonzalez is in the house. There was a couple. One of them got tipped, didn't it, and bounced just short of the defender, and there's another one that was really close to being picked off. But I think sometimes he puts it in tight windows, doesn't he? But ultimately, no interceptions again, so we've got to be happy with that. I'm sure we'll learn. They'll look at the tape and he'll learn something about that sack in the end zone, because that was a horrible moment, wasn't it? Watching him there. It was not great. But Monungai led the way in on the ground with 12 carries for 48 yards and his touchdown. DJ Moore, 5 receptions for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. They were the sort of leading.
Well. Yeah, DJ played well.
Yeah. Again, some nice trickery. There was a run from Burden, wasn't there, which was up in 15 yards. A bit of mixing it up. But, yeah, kind of one of those games, really, where nothing's sort of that incredible, but just kind of efficient. Third down, we were 7 of 13, so that's something I think we need to improve. We're still, and I think this kind of feeds into this theory about, people are saying Caleb's passing is a bit wayward. I noticed it's basically it's going because we're going for bigger plays a lot of the time. That doesn't excuse that. Obviously, there are some check downs and some of the shorter passes that he's missing. And I think that'll clean up. I think it's too early to sort of really think that's baked in. I know that when you compare him to some of the stats from earlier, some of the other quarterbacks, in terms of earlier career numbers, he's not too far out the way of terms, sort of people like Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or some of the bigger names. It took them a while to get going, like Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. There's some elite play now, and these guys are into their sort of 6th, 7th, 8th year in the NFL. So I'm not deeply concerned about Caleb's accuracy right now. Yes, it'd be nice if it was better, and it would make things a lot easier. But I think he's progressing still nicely. He's running the offense. His timing is good. He had 2 or 3 really good timing throws where literally the receiver was just making their break and the ball's already on the way. I don't know if you noticed any of those, but what was your general thoughts on the offense, mate?
I thought actually they were struggling for a while, but I was watching some pundits the other day, and they were talking about the way Caleb. It's about the way he uses his footwork to come back, and that just they call it like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step, and he's throwing it, and the receiver's turned around, the ball's already there, and it's quite interesting. And I do feel Caleb, he seems to have more time on his hand, and it's got to be to do with his footwork. I really believe that, and whether or not that's the offence guys giving him enough time or his footwork creating spaces, I'm not quite sure how it works. So some of you guys that know a bit more about the technical side of things, why Caleb seems to have a bit more time, and yeah, his accuracy was out a little bit. It was out a bit. But generally, when it came to important plays, he was still. I still had faith in him. To be fair, in Caleb we trust. I think I posted the other night, and at the moment, I really feel like that. He can walk on water at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he just makes plays, doesn't he? Clutch. When it really matters. I think I can't remember the stats I saw now. It's all statted out, man. I was eating my dinner, going through my phone. But we tend to be a bit more sort of boom and bust sometimes, I think, don't we? I think we go. That's why we still. I can't remember. I couldn't find the details about whether we still lead the league in explosive plays. But Squidgy says it. The first touchdown for DJ was halfway to him before he even turned from his break. There was two or three like that I saw, definitely. So I didn't watch it this week, but that Tim Jenkins guy does a breakdown, doesn't he? I'm getting a bit of my voice back in your speakers, I think, mate. I don't know what's going on with that. No.
Loud and clear here.
Okay. But yeah, so he's what was I saying? Oh my god, I'm not on form today. Let's tell you what, let's move on to the offensive line. Let's do that. All right, let's go on to the O-line, because again, they're performing pretty well, aren't they? Obviously, we lost Theo Benedette. He was out, didn't they? It was questionable with a quad injury. And he obviously didn't make it. So Trapillo came in and he played pretty well, I thought. According to PFF, I think he only gave up 1 pressure. I don't think from the eye test, I don't know if he's as dominant as Theo is in the. That's what we're talking about, Mikey. Thank you. It was Caleb and his timing. Oh my god, my brain's fried. I really shouldn't work on a Tuesday, should I? This is the evidence.
Yeah, I agree with that post there. They did mention this centre. Gives him a lot more time.
Yeah, developing, exactly. I think I said this before as well, as I almost feel like last year was made this year basically worse than being a rookie for him, because he had to undo the stuff that he was taught last year. So he's had to sort of go backwards to go forwards again. So, yeah, you're right. And also we're seeing, I think, that Tim Jenkins guy was saying that he's really complimenting Caleb on his timing and his running of the offense. So
I think a lot of that must come down to sort of like Ben Johnson. It's got to be because when he first joined the Bears, he wasn't necessarily what I would say blowing smoke up Caleb's
arse.
backside. I'm trying to watch my language, and he was sort of giving him. Yeah, he was giving him like constructive criticisms, and I think Caleb sort of needed that to a degree. Whereas I think Eberflus probably, he wasn't sort of like strong enough. But I think Ben Johnson, he's given Caleb something, whether or not it's confidence, better coaching, or maybe all of it. To be fair, and like definitely something's gone on with Caleb this year, and it's just like. His brain is kicking into gear a lot quicker than it was last year. Plus, he's not getting beaten up as much as last year either. That helps.
Oh my God, yeah. Was it 16 sacks now? Isn't that, I think, for the season? Which is, I think it's third. And I saw that Shorty mentioned it last week on his show, but I think it's third in the fewest number of sacks taken this year. So that's a massive improvement. Obviously, to do with the O-line, to do with the way that Caleb's processing with the ball. His escapability, obviously, we've seen it on tape, but he's getting rid of it more often. A couple of times, he probably should have done it a little bit earlier. But I agree. Like, again, with Brummy Bear here, he's saying Caleb is a 2-year rookie. He will continue to get better. His accuracy suffers sometimes because he puts too much smoke on the wall. He does fire it. He's got an arm on him.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he does.
The future is really bright. That it's known for being a complex offense, isn't it? That Johnson runs. So it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm looking forward to towards the end of the year if this starts really rolling, and then obviously next year with some, perhaps an addition. I think we probably don't need too much more in terms of maybe some, a running back and a left tackle potentially on the offense. I think the rest of the time in the off season we should be looking at the defense, but that's for a long way down into the future. But what I'm trying to get at is I think this offense will really start to click towards the end of the year and next season. I can't wait with a full preseason as well with a new system, more familiarity, more experience for Caleb. I think we're going to cook it on gas in terms of the offense. But yeah, I think I saw as well that all the top four of our 5 starters on the O-line are graded out now in the sort of top 10 of the NFL at their position. So
that's really good.
I mean, we knew they were an improvement from the start, but now they're starting to play well together. They're really gelling. And I was actually, because obviously Jonah Jackson went down, didn't he, which was a worry to start with. And then Luke Newman came in. And I was quite pleased with what I saw from him in pre-season. Don't know if you caught any of the pre-season action, mate.
No,
but yeah, Luke Newman came in at right guard, and he was actually really good, I thought. And the way you know he's done all right is that you didn't notice him. So he came in for a couple. I think it was one series or two. Mikey, put your head on my pillow. Now you're singing it. Yeah, exactly. You bloody have as well. Brewhaw. Good to see you, mate, as our Canadian friend. Jake, Mikey, sorry, I addressed this earlier. Chris is okay. Yeah, he's just not doing the show at the moment. So, we'll see how he goes. As far as he's concerned, doesn't want to do it anymore. He's kind of had enough of it. But he's always welcome back, and he's always part of the team and one of our friends here. So we'll see. But yeah, he's okay as far as we know. Ozzy did do well in pass protection. Absolutely. But yeah, Brewhorse says it. We're not looking past Friday. I know. I always just mention it because obviously people talk about it, but my thoughts aren't really there. I just think out loud, So I then talking about next season. That's why. Yeah, forget it, man. Friday is all that matters at the moment. But yeah, in terms of the game itself, I think in terms of the offense, I think what was disappointing was our running game slightly. The same, Manungai led with 48 yards. We only managed 99 yards on the ground, which is actually quite poor for us. With the second best rushing offense in the league, statistically, we should have done better. But that Pittsburgh D line is not to be sniffed at. I think they're quite a good unit, aren't they?
Yeah, they were trying to put a lot of pressure on our boys, and I think we did well, sort of like sustaining them for as long as we did, and it was quite an interesting, actually. One person, well, I don't know if it was online or on radio, I can't remember now, but there were a bit of criticism towards the Bears saying that at the end of the day, the Bears still gave up 28 points. And I'm thinking, well, the D-line didn't, because 21 points we gave up, because obviously TJ Watt getting hold of Caleb in the end zone. Really, that's down to them. It was. I thought they played really, really well.
Yeah. No, you're right. Exactly. That was. The D line was. It's no joke, is it? Obviously, Watt is one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, isn't he? So. Yeah, we got a couple more of those.
And to be fair, if he was running towards me, mate, I'm thinking I'll be bricking it myself. To be fair,
I'd just be lobbing it straight out. Yeah. Yeah, Brewhall is right. With Benedette, it's the second best rushing offense. But I think Trapillo wasn't as dominant in the run game, but certainly I think is an improvement in the pass protection. But then that's what you got to do, isn't it? You got to try and balance it. So maybe again with an off-season conditioning program, we'll see what we got. There may be a competition. Who knows what we'll have next year? But yeah, ultimately, we were 7 of 13 on third down, 1 of 1 on our fourth down attempt, which was actually a really good play. I thought it was the Caleb keeper to the left, wasn't it? I think they motioned the receiver out from left to right, and then Swift was in the backfield, and Swift led the way for Caleb to just run and get the first down. And that was when he got shoved going out of bounds, when it caused a bit of a kerfuffle, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
which is a learning point for him again. Just either just slid, get a goal, just get out of bounds. Don't give that player the opportunity, because it was a legal hit as well, as dodgy as it looks. It was a legal one. It was in bounds, so don't let him have any time the defenders are going to get a chance at a free shot at your quarterback, they're going to take it, aren't they? So
wasn't there a play where I'm assuming it's one of our running backs, and Caleb was running in front of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, don't get hit, and then he didn't get hit either. It's sort of like
it was one of those like little pitch and back and like reverse, fake reverse.
That's it, yeah.
Then he reversed, and then Caleb started leading the way, like as if it was a lead blocker. But fortunately, he didn't try and engage. There was some guy on the second level. I saw him, and he kind of whiffed it, and I'm quite happy that he does that. To be honest, I don't want him getting his face into a line.
No. Yeah, well, he bottled it basically, didn't he?
Yeah. Which I'm glad of. Yeah. Okay, Squeegee's saying Trapillo got a little lost at times looking for people to block. The wide receivers did such a good job helping. He couldn't find anyone to hit. And I think that is making a massive difference in our run game, man. Ben Johnson came in with his mantra of no block, no rock for the wide receivers. And they're taking that on, aren't they? They know that's the case. So, yeah, they're blocking for their, like their hair's on fire, aren't they? Our wide receivers now. So, long may it continue. Brommy says Friday is a free hit for the Bears. We start as underdogs with nothing to lose. Winning becomes a habit, which in turn becomes a culture. These players obviously believe in the culture Ben's created. Oh, you can just see it, can't you? You can just see it on the sidelines, in the locker room before and after the game. It's just, I love it. It's just, he's a proper leader, isn't he, Ben Johnson?
And you know what? I think it's important what comes off the terraces as well. And, Soldier Field was rocking. Yeah. You just got the vibe that the crowd was so behind the team. And I just love to be there now, like walking in the bars and the streets of Chicago. And, I read an article where, people that are wearing Chicago tops all sort of like acknowledging each other. And it's just giving the city a really good lift. And I bet the vibe is brilliant at the moment, especially in the bars, because you see a lot of videos, don't you, of guys watching the games in sort of like bars around the city. And, there's a lot of love for this team at the moment. Well, from us anyway, not necessarily other teams or media, but that doesn't bother me at all because I'm not interested in them. No,
same. I know. Who cares, man? That's like, just keep winning. That's all that matters, isn't it? That's the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, Foster's got it. That's cool. Thanks, Foster. Private chat there, just about your sounds. It's these sort of, I'm getting a bit of an echo from yours.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of the defense on Sunday, slightly disappointed with our run D again. It's a weakness for us, isn't it? Run defense. We gave up 171 yards passing. Gainwell had 92 yards on the ground. 186 yards in rushing, and Gainwell had not an average of 9.2 yards per carry. It's just crazy, man.
I think what I found is, as you know, I was out and about for the first half, and I had the game on mute, but on my phone watching it, and there seemed to be a lot of Pittsburgh Steeler coverage. And I'm thinking, have we touched the ball yet? Because I'm not listening to the game. And I had to rewatch it all, but I was watching it, and they're spending too much time on the ball. And and to be fair, Rudolph, he's not a bad quarterback, and I'm sort of glad Brendan Rodgers, I nearly said.
Really?
I'm glad Aaron Rodgers didn't
Aaron
play
Rodgers.
because that would have taken too much attention away from the actual game. I don't want it to be about him. And Mason coming in, he played all right, and he wasn't going to do anything exciting. But the D line, considering how much time they're on the pitch, their fitness levels are really high, I believe, because they stuck at it. And every now and again we'd get a big play, and we did something with it, and that was really exciting to watch.
Yeah, exactly. King Booker World is joining us. Good to see you, mate. Welcome. Cool. Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to run the chat and talk to Foster as well at the same time. Yeah, Brummy Bear says we have to tighten up against the run on Friday to have any chance. I've got some information about that actually coming up, but yeah, they're not doing as much as you would expect with their running game. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, the other thing I noticed as well from Sunday was the penalties, man. 7 for 83 yards. We had a good game last week with that, so a few more crept in this time, didn't they? I can't even remember what a lot of them were. Was there a couple of false starts in the pre-snap ones again? Was there a false start and an illegal shift? I think there was definitely at least one or two illegal shifts or illegal formations.
I think Pittsburgh were guilty of quite a few as well, weren't they? Because there was a camera angle where they zoomed in on Rodgers, and he was saying illegal lineup or whatever he was saying.
That's right. They were saying he'd spotted it, and he was trying to.
He did spot it. Yeah, he did spot it, and he's a wily old foxo. And I don't know what game it was. I saw a video today where the team were lining up, and matey realised he was the 12th man, and he dives off the pitch. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
I can't remember what it was. It might have been the late game. But matey's realised he decided to run before the play, and he actually dived into his teammates.
Off the field
one of the guys
hilarious.
watching it might remember what it was. But hysterical. But yeah, there was a lot of fouls.
Yeah, there was a few. We need to clean that up again, but they were working on that. Steve is in the house. The New Breed Sport 313 Sports. I don't know if you've come across this guy, Dave, at all. He's a friend of the channel who's a Lions fan actually. So, and he's a really, really top guy. So welcome. He's come had a look at us British fans across the pond for them, just to see what BCP's up to, I guess. Yeah, Armando saw that. Yeah, Gardner Johnson was protecting his QB on the sidelines. He was straight grabbing the guy who was it Jalen Ramsey? Pushed Caleb over. Like we say, he should have just not given him the chance to do that and just slide. You got the first down. You know where the marker is. Just get down or get out. Don't give him a chance. But yeah, it was just one of them games, wasn't it? I think we just slow start. I think special teams, got to give a shout out to special teams actually, because he was trying the old grubber kicks, wasn't he? Those sort of Cairo was putting those, the bouncing kicks in, and it worked really well, didn't it? Oh, you still hang on, mate. Sorry, I muted you there. There you go. Carry on.
That's all right. Yeah, I bet my wife wishes she had that button. Santos, regarding the kicking game and the special teams, I thought Santos is back to being a steady Eddie again. Yeah. I don't think he missed one, did he? And it's distracting, isn't it, when the people put the posts up? Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I'm trying to run with that chat to you.
Yeah,
and I'm a bit tired today. I'm going to commentate. It's not your game. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry, brother. Yeah, but the special teams were really, really good. And yet again, I can't define how we won the game. And I think it was a little bit of a combination of each group of players, all sort of like with their own contribution.
Yeah.
It's a big one for me, yes.
You're right. It was more of a sort of I didn't see that. Brewhorse says it wasn't just Gardner Johnson. There was a young lady with a Gatorade bottle giving Ramsey a push as well. Brilliant. Excellent. Love it. Yeah, everyone was sticking up for him. I don't know if you saw as well. There's I saw this and I was going to try and share it on the screen, but I wanted to mention it because I think it's an awesome thing. CJ Gardner Johnson has got his own sort of charity foundation, and he's basically, for every tackle he makes, he gives $1,000 to charity he donates $1,000 to his charity foundation, which I thought was a really cool thing. So yeah, someone had shared that on social media, and I thought that was good. But yeah, I think that's so. I think in terms of last Sunday wrapping up, I think you're right. It was more of a sort of rounded game, wasn't it? Our offense did okay. Our defense, again, they made plays when we were required. So there was the turnovers, obviously, but there was also the big fourth down stop, which turned into a touchdown. And then special teams was okay. I think we had some decent returns. The kicking game was good. I think, it was kind of one of those sort of all-round performances that no one had to pull everyone else out of a hole. So I think that's kind of the way it was, really. You're right.
Yeah, and I think for me, I think it was Brummy said, about Caleb putting smoke on the ball, and he seems to do it towards Loveland, but Loveland seems to sort of always catch it, and it sort of gets his legs moving a bit quicker as well. And I thought his touchdown was absolutely superb, and even Moore's one. When the camera panned back, you could see the gap sort of guys were making for DJ to get through, and the touchdowns we did get, I was really impressed with actually.
Yeah. Agreed, yeah. Especially the DJ second one, because we got the free play, didn't we? They'd lined up offside, the flag came in, and then I think it might have been a Dunze ran a post to sort of clear the safety out, and it opened up that massive hole, and Caleb spotted it, zipped it in, touchdown, game over. It's brilliant. Yeah. I loved it.
No, it really was. It really was enjoyable to watch, and you know what? It was one of those games, like I said to you earlier. It just sort of reminded me of how I fell in love with the Bears, like gritty performance, everyone contributing. I think was it Ben Johnson said it's like a village mentality.
That's right. That's what he said. That was the locker room speech afterwards. He said it takes a village.
That's it.
So
yeah.
Brummy Bears is making me laugh. The defense stepped up at the end when it mattered. There was no way they were going to let Freddie Mercury at quarterback beat them.
See, I said that in our WhatsApp group, didn't I? I kept thinking Freddie Mercury, and especially when he had his gum shield in.
Yeah, that's it. And then Brewhor said, exactly. Those kicks off the pitch, he was dropping it into the landing zone, and it was bobbling around, wasn't it? And then one of them, the receiver actually fumbled it, didn't he? And went backwards, and it sort of set him back. So there's a nice little trick there. They sort of introduced this weekend, which was good. Right. So anything else you want to say, mate, about Sunday's game before we move on?
No, I just felt it was like I don't know, a good all-round solid team performance with the squad down to the bare bones, and it was just one of those games where you think it could have gone either way. It really could have gone either way, couldn't it? And but if we'd have lost that game, I think I would have been disappointed, to be fair, because I think the boys, they deserved that victory in the end. And like I say, I don't know how you feel, but last season, and maybe the season before, I'd sort of like tune into a Bears game with not a lot of enthusiasm. And bare bones, and
truth,
not a lot of enthusiasm, and sort of like what we're going to go through this week. But now it's just a different, even for the fans, it's a different vibe. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to the games already, and do I check the IR list? Yeah, I'll have a look at it, but am I worried about it? No, because we've got good players coming up behind that are sort of like jumping on the bandwagon, and a winning mentality is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just mention this comment from Armando. He loves a bit of dirty stuff in the trenches, but he says that push from the centre of guards on the last touchdown, they caved in that Steelers D-line. Yeah, on Manungai's touchdown, nobody even touched him until he got into the end zone, did he? It was some great work up front. Yeah, cool. In that case, then. Oh.
Yeah, they had a good camera angle on that, and I really, just from above, you could see the little gap appear. Didn't get touched. Beautiful.
Lovely. Right, mate. Let's do this. You ready for the best part of the show? Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't mean you. It's all about me. Dob's been here. I've seen you for a little while. Welcome back, mate. It's been fun this year. I'm just worried about the upcoming schedule. Absolutely. We've got the gauntlet to come. But
no problem.
To be the best, you got to beat the best. Let's just sweep the Packers. Just whatever. I don't care. We're gonna, you know my prediction. It was like 14-3, I think, or something, or 13-4. So I'm on track. That's all I'm going to say. Dr. Truth, I love Tooney. He's everything we expected and more. Isn't he just? He's still an absolute monster. One of the best offensive linemen in the league, isn't he? So, anyway, stats bomb. This week, because I've been working, I would usually do it. I usually get them on a Tuesday, but because I've been working today, I'm literally just going to steal all these, from Larry Mayer at the ChicagoBears.com, chief writer at the Bears official website. So he's the man who we're going to rely on this season. This week. Beg your pardon for my stat bomb today. So obviously we know Nashon Wright got another interception, 5th interception of the year for him. Him and Kevin Byard now lead the NFL in picks. He entered this year with just 1 pick in 33 games over 4 seasons with the Cowboys and Vikings. So he's ripping it up. 6.5 sacks from Sweat in his last 6 games, which is now he's leading the team with 7.5. And his two sacks this Sunday are the most he's had in a game since December 2023, when he had 2.5 against the Browns in his first year with the Bears. 2 receptions by DJ Moore. That's his most in one game since October 2024, when he also had 2, when we had a 36-10 win over the Panthers at Soldier Field. And he had 5 catches for 64 yards, as we said, which now means that he has passed the 8,000-yard mark for his career. And there we go. Right. So 3 Bears touchdowns on Sunday came on 3rd down. So that was the pass to Colton Loveland of 12 yards on a 3rd and 5. 25-yarder to DJ Moore on 3rd and 6. And then Coleman Nungai's 2-yard run on 3rd and goal. And now the 100% possession. Red zone, we were 100% on that game. So we went 3 of 3 on Sunday. We're now 11 of 14, which is 78% in our last 4 games. So the red zone stats are going up. And then 4 career games now with at least 3 touchdown passes and no interceptions from Williams. So that's 4 games in his career with 3 TDs and no picks. The only Bears quarterbacks with more are Jay Cutler, who has 6, and Mitch Trubisky with 5. And then finally, I'm going to go with this one, which is quite like, which is that's 3 consecutive home games for Kyle Monungai, where he's rushed for a touchdown. It's the first Bears player to accomplish that feat since the legend that is Walter Payton in 1975.
Yeah, some good stuff there, mate. Is it Nashon Wright?
Yeah.
That catch, that interception, it was fucking fantastic. He's like leaped so high, and to manage to get both feet, and even to catch the bloody thing, brilliant. And then the commentary team wasn't 100% sure whether or not it was an interception. And then when you saw the slow motion, it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, incredible pick, wasn't it? Did brilliantly to get that.
It was.
Yeah, loved it. I know some people hate on him because he gives up, he'll give up a big play here and there, he'll give up some penalties, but he just makes plays, man. He keeps defending passes, knocking the ball away, getting picks. He hits, a few tackles as well. So someone, I think, just mentioned here, big question here, it was Mikey. The big question is, when JJ's back, has Nashon Wright done enough with 5 interceptions to start opposite him and put Tyreek as backup? That's going to be a tough decision, isn't it? I think perhaps Tyreek is a little bit better in terms of his discipline, like for penalties. And I know he's been burnt a couple of times this year, but he had that stretch in the middle where Tyreek was really, really good. But he left the game with a hip injury, I think, wasn't it? So we'll have to see how he goes. And it may not be a question, Mikey. It may end up being that he has to go in because Stevenson is out. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and also you mentioned Sweat in your stat bombs, and I think that when he managed to get to Rudolph, he sort of, I don't know, Rudolph sort of like stepped forward, and Sweat has sort of come round the outside and come back in, and sort of like he sort of like growled all over him. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And is Sweat our highest paid player at the moment?
I think he ain't far off, is he? I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, and you need players like him that can sort of like lead from the front. I want to keep him fit and healthy, and if he's hitting 1 or 2 sacks a week, man, that's exactly what you want, because quarterbacks know he's coming for you. Yeah, and if Sweat can keep it going, mate, that'd be marvellous.
Yeah, he started off slow, but he's now into a sort of good spell, isn't he? And he's on track for double digits now. So if he can keep this sort of momentum going, hopefully. It'll also open things up for the other side if Booker's fit and getting well. And then old Tyron Shionka, maybe, if he can get in.
I think it's just a threat as well. When quarterbacks know people are fit and healthy and they're aggressive and they're coming for you, it makes them think twice, doesn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, and Brummy's right. He should have had a third. I think he was actually, because we've had so many shitty calls for like roughing the passer, he let him out of his grip, didn't he? Because I think he had him banged to rights, but he just sort of, when he went to grab him, he just sort of whiffed and let him go. So yeah, I just swore it was going to be his third sack. You know, it's just disappointing that he sort of wriggled out of that one.
Agree.
So Dr. Truth says to Mikey, I think there will be rotations, but if I had to choose, I'd bench Tyreek. I think, you know, I would see reasons for either one. Ron Minarski is good to see you, mate. Haters were saying Bears only beat bad teams. Well, Bears beat the Steelers. Now what are they going to say? Yeah, they were league leaders at 6-3. Were they 6-4? Thing is, Washington were 3-2, and you know, fully fit and heading for the playoffs again. Apparently, when we played them, beat them in their house and broke their season like they did to us last year. But yeah, Charles Johnson, good to see you, mate. Welcome to the show. Good to see you, the Minister Charles Johnson. According to Dolman, says Squeegee, we're still a long way from playing the best ball too. I agree, man. I think we know that, and I think that's probably why some people are saying we're not beating the best teams, is because I looked at this as well. There's another. I'm not going to find it now. But it was on Reddit. Someone shared it, and they went through the records of the other teams. People are saying that we're only beating like teams that haven't got a winning record. But someone went through the other teams, and no one else has beaten more than sort of 3 teams with winning records either. The teams we consider the good teams, you know, like the Bills, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Eagles, all the teams that are up there. None of them have beaten more than 3 teams with a winning record either. So it's like a stick they want to use to beat us with that actually isn't really relevant. So I just think that's probably why we're getting some of this shade, is because we're not just blowing teams out. So, but ultimately it doesn't matter. You know, we know that we've got a whole load of injuries on the defense. We've not been playing our best ball on all 3 phases at the same time. So when it all comes together, you know, if we can get 2 or 3 of these guys back, or hopefully like 4, if we can get 4 of our starting defenders back, ready for the run-in, we'll be in good shape. So yeah, I don't give a shit what people are saying, man. I'm happy to just keep seeing us winning. That's all that matters.
Bears fans, they're not making that noise. It's like I say, it's outside noise. It's other media outlets. It's other. I've seen it on Twitter where fans are trying to get little digs in at Bears fans saying you beat nobody. But I won't fall into that trap. You can only beat what's in front of you.
That's exactly what Brummy's saying. Just to quickly to answer Charles Johnson's question, sure, he's at work, he's in a meeting, but he's got the show on, but it was muted, I think, Charles. So yeah, shirking from home. But yeah, as Brummy says, like you said, mate, you can only beat what's in front of you. Fuck the haters. We're 8-3. Just be happy watching a winning team. We've had it rough for so long. Yeah, exactly, man. It's just amazing to keep having these victory Tuesdays for us. Dobbsy says, is he breaking 4K passing yards this year along with the 30 TDs? I'd love to stop hearing about it. I agree. It would be nice. But ultimately, I think he will do it. I think he'll break all of our records at some point, Caleb Williams, if he, keep developing. Will he do it this year? I don't know. He needs a couple of big games because he's kind of just slightly off track for the 4,000 yards. I think the last couple of games with no touchdowns has hurt him in terms of his average for getting to 30 touchdowns. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All that matters is the dubs, man. That's all that matters. Where are we at? Hey, Crimson's in the house. Crimson, you dig. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. And Dr. Truth's view is that Tyreek is better at press, man, which I think you're right. I think when Tyreek's in press coverage, that's where he's best. Wright is a turnover machine, but doesn't have the change of direction that starting cornerbacks normally have. I don't think he's quite as sort of locked down in that respect. But he's got such length, doesn't he? He can haul in, he's got the range and to get these passes in. So it's a bit of a, you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? 50-50, which way they'll go. Oh, yeah, Dr. Charles. Minister Charles, I want to talk about this as well. I wanted to say thanks. Charles Johnson says, I wanted to say thanks to everyone who donated towards my cause. I have to say the goal was reached and I'm getting some new teeth. Thanks to you all. Thank you all very much. It was amazing. I listened to that on Thursday. I reached out to Shorty, Charles, I wanted to put some in, but he said they'd already reached the goal. So what a wonderful bunch of people here at Bears Country Productions. All you guys that were on the show on Thursday, just to put the money in to get Charles Johnson his lower set of teeth. So I'm just really pleased that that's coming in, man. And thanks to all these wonderful people we have on our channel. So thanks so much, everyone. Crimson says, hey, give Pittsburgh some credit. They played pretty well against our backups. Exactly, man. That's it. I think DA needs a fucking medal. Jesus, the plays getting out. I know we're giving up a lot of yardage, but it's the making plays. He's being aggressive to make plays because he knows we haven't got the same coverage. We haven't got the same ability to stuff the run. You know, we just got to. He's just playing what we've got really well, I think, at the moment. And Squeegee says, "I'm not sure they will have Nation switch sides of the defense." Yeah, kind of right there, I think. Steelers. Foster says Steelers are above average. They are. They were top of their division, and they're a winning team. You know, it's yeah, Booker. The goalpost is going to move as long as the Bears are playing good. And do you know what I say? I don't give a shit. I say let them say what they want, man. I'm just loving watching the Bears win. Oh, Mikey, he says I saw a great stat comp between Sweat and Parsons, and it's shocking how close Sweat is. Happy with that. Yeah, he's been a little bit underwhelming. I saw a little article. I think it was a little bit tongue in cheek. But it was saying that did Jerry Jones win the Parsons trade? Which he maybe he did. It was, you know, if Green Bay continue to be as average as they are at the moment. But Dr. Truth is replying to Squeegee saying Jalen used to play left corner, so if he's willing to swap, we don't have a problem. Well, I thought Jalen was actually doing more of covering the number one receiver, wasn't he? So I think he moves around. Foster agreed exactly what I was saying. Indy and Seattle have also, you know, look at who they've played. I mean, no one's talking about, you know, the Patriots have got like the easiest schedule ever. Like, there's just really, you know, they're playing all the weakest teams. But the difference is, like I say, they're blowing a lot of them out. So I get it. I get why people. But ultimately, every game is easy, you know, difficult to win, isn't it? No, there's no easy wins in this league. Just ask ask the Packers losing at home to the Panthers. Ask the Bills losing to the Dolphins. No, there's no easy games in this division, in this league.
I'm just going to let my dog out. He's harassing me down by my foot. So I'll be back in about 1 minute.
Mate, yeah. See you in a minute. Yeah, no worries. Just me in the chat. It's a little bit of a warm-up for maybe what will happen in the future if Dave can't make it. Squeegee says, Minister Charles, happy Thanksgiving when you get there and bear down. Prometheus, yeah, Johnson is up to the task of winning football. Exactly right, man. It's the culture, isn't it? They just don't believe they're ever out of a game. And I think that's just the way he's built this team now. We just believe entirely that we're gonna do okay. So Crimson, is that Armando? That's where is he? Tecolote. That one, Crimson. Yeah, that's Armando. It's this, I don't know what is going on. I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, we're getting these funny names come up. But yeah, that's Armando. Excuse me. Oh, there you go, he's responded. There you go. I'll just keep an eye on the chat. Squeegee, play the game, then look at the stats. Yeah, exactly. That's it, man. I love the stats, right? I love my little stat bombs, and I just find it interesting because sometimes it can just prove you wrong, and sometimes it can prove you right. Sometimes it can it's just interesting. But the game is so complex; it's never the whole thing. You can't just reduce it into one or two stats. Like people are shitting on Caleb for his completion percentage. He's making plays. You know, we lead the league in explosive plays. He's not turning the ball over. So if you look at his stats like that, it doesn't look great. But then we're winning games, and that's surely all that matters. He's great on third down. He's great in clutch situations. Yeah, Dr. Truth. If the Bears pull out a win on Friday, the national media is going to explode and essentially fail. I know. I know what you mean. I know it's just like, yeah, let him talk, man. I don't give a damn. He's back from his dog duties. But yeah, let them talk, man. Let them say what they want to say. I don't care. All I want to see is the Bears win, man. And Cliff is in the house. Well, good to see you, Cliff. Welcome. And he says to Charles he's glad to help. I know it's just amazing generosity from everyone on that show on Thursday. I reached out to Shorty to try and contribute, but you guys had already done it. So just amazing. Well done. Just what wonderful people you are. Yeah, exactly, Crimson. The Packers lost to the Browns, lost to the Panthers. They couldn't beat the Cowboys. There's no easy games, man. Any given Sunday. So Bears are plus 6.5 in Philly. This team has come a long way. Hell yeah. You know, imagine that. Yeah, that's what made me laugh is with this strength of schedule stuff as well, was people were saying when we first started the season, when they were making their predictions, everyone was going, oh, the Bears have got a tough schedule. You know, it's like the third hardest. And now suddenly we've got an easy one, huh? Make your minds up, guys. Make your minds up. Brummy says, oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's unusual because obviously we have got a tough schedule coming up. And having Green Bay, have we got them twice in 3 or 4 weeks. And that could be a real game changer for our team, our franchise, everything, or the city, everything. If we could just nick something out of, wouldn't it be great if we could beat Green Bay twice? Wouldn't
Sweep
it?
them. Oh, it's a dream. It's the dream, isn't it? It's the dream. Sweep the Packers, man.
Yeah. But you know what? We've got a chance.
We absolutely have, mate. I tell you, we're going to look at that in a minute. Should we talk about the next game? Should we talk about the Eagles?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I was just going through the chat after my stat bomb. You see, when I do the stat bomb, I miss a lot of the chat. So now I want to go back and see what I've missed from these guys and to say hello. Oh, let me mute your mic again. Yeah, Pat, he's absolutely right. Way to go, Minister Charles. What a wonderful community we have at BCP. Armando says 45 is a tackling machine. Okwamba Miga. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Squeegee. I would be the same, mate. I'd take a victory over stats 100 times out of 100, man. Yeah, Dallas beat Eagles. Bears beat Dallas. Exactly. How did that goalpost get way over there? Explain. What's that one? Have I missed something there? Crimson says we're going to sweep Green Bay. I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, it'd be interesting to see how the Eagles respond to their loss, actually, because they're going to be fired up on. It's Friday, isn't it? They're going to be fired up on Friday.
Yeah.
And we really need to keep their crowd definitely quiet.
Oh, there we go. Dr. Truth is giving me some stats. Loving it. Here we go. Stunning tap with Jason. 3 and outs in first half alone. Believe it or not, Bears have 13 in 2024 and 16 in 2025. I thought we were much better this year. That's interesting. In the first half. Yeah, exactly. See? Stats and damn lies. I know that we've only failed to score in the first quarter once this season, whereas last season we only scored 4 times in the first quarter. So, yeah, times are changing, man. Yeah, let's talk about the Eagles, shall we? So last time out, they lost 24-21 to Dallas, having been up 21-0. So they blew a 21-point lead to Dallas, of all people. Now, interestingly, in terms of the stats here, right? Philadelphia on third down, they were 5 of 12. They were 3 for 3 in the red zone, though, so 3 touchdowns. They amassed a massive 14 penalties. So, yeah, maybe they can keep playing that bad, undisciplined football. That'll be handy for us. Excuse me. In terms of offensive yards, Philadelphia managed 276 passing yards to Dallas's 348. And if we talk about, the threat that the Eagles pose on the ground, they managed a grand total of 63 rushing yards against Dallas.
Wow.
Yeah, 63. That was it. Saquon and Hurts. So in terms of the quarterback play, Jalen Hurts was 27 of 39 for 289 yards, 7.4 average, 1 touchdown and 1 sack. But what I always look for as well is I check the stats to see how many passes the other team got their hands on. So passes defended, and it was only 3. So that's quite low. In comparison, what's his name? JJ McCarthy was the game before we played them. It was 13 times he put the ball in danger, which I knew we were going to get picks, man. Cliff says that Philly has a habit of playing down to their teams. Sorry, mate. Go ahead.
You predicted that with McCarthy.
Yeah. So this is, again, it's one of the things I look at. Is that from the previous game, how many times they had a pass defended? So one of the defenders got a hand on the moving the goalpost. I'm moving the goalpost, Crimson. Is that what you're saying? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't do that. I just come up with a stat to prove what we're talking about at that time. Yeah, Cliff says Philly has a habit of playing down to lesser teams. I hope they underestimate the Bears. Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't think they will.
No, I think so. You're right. Because like I said, they'll be hurting from that defeat, blowing a 21-point lead. So leading rusher was actually Jalen Hurts. He was their most productive on the ground. He got 33 of their 63 yards. Saquon Barkley had 10 carries for 22 yards, and that was it. Sorry, mate. Go ahead.
Yeah, I keep seeing a notification come up saying it's been muted. I don't know if that's you doing it or...
That's me, mate. Yeah, I'm doing it because I noticed that I'm getting a bit of echo on your when I'm speaking, it's coming back through at me. So when I talk, I'm muting yours, so it's not I'm not hearing it.
Okay, so I turn mine.
We keep running with it. We'll keep trying. I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Hertz is a quality QB, and obviously Barkley. He's Barkley. I like to say those stats are really shit. So
poor game for them, isn't it?
I'm actually shocked by that. See, as I said to you before, when I first got to know you, I'm not really into my stats and stuff. I like just watching the game and enjoying it and watching the flow of the game. But when you hear stats like that, bloody hell, if we can keep the Eagles down to that, we'd be laughing. Because I've got a couple of mates at work and a friend round the corner. They're all Eagles fans, and every time I see them, fly Eagles fly and all that bollocks. But I really fancy our chances. We're gonna go there. We're gonna make them. If they're gonna beat us, they're gonna have to play bloody well.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, like I say, they're not actually lighting the world on fire in a minute. So let's just talk about their kind of rankings at the minute, because they're the reigning Super Bowl champions, obviously. So yeah, sorry to go Crimson. Yeah, got you, mate. Just understood. You're right. They just change it as they see fit, man, to fit the narrative. Foster says Eagles need an NFC victory position, but yeah, so do we, mate. They'll be prepared, but like I said, we've got a culture now where the Bears players believe they're going to win. I think they just, Oh, here we go. Right, there you go. Oh, yeah, obviously won't be. Yeah, and again, Brummy, I don't believe they'll have them ready. Those numbers mean fuck all. The guy's elite. He is elite, absolutely. And I worry about our run defense. Like I say, it's not the best. So, Dobbsy says, who's playing linebacker for us this week? Both of our starters are hurt against one of the better running backs in the game. Yeah, I know. Hopefully they can solidify what they did for their first starts, the two of them. So, Ogbongbemiga and Jackson. Hopefully if they can just... Because obviously Tremaine isn't coming back. He's gone on to IR. Yeah, maybe we'll see what the injury report is like for TJ. Again, don't know. It was the hand thing, so he can play with the cast. It was a hamstring, wasn't it, that was keeping him out now? So I guess we'll have to see where he's at. But yeah, Foster, the back end of the schedule is a bitch. But if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Dr. Truth, 2024, Barkley, 1,100-yard games. In this season, 100-yard games. Yeah, man, he's having a down year, isn't he? That doesn't, like I say, he's still an elite running back, isn't he? So you've got to be on your game, and I think they'll be prepared. So, in terms of their defense, they got 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss, and 6 quarterback hits. So again, for one of the sort of famously good defenses, they're not really lighting it on fire. So maybe we're getting them at a good time. I don't know. They're still like the champions. We're going to their house. It's going to be a tough game. Brummy's all over this, like the training report, isn't it? The injury report. He says Edwards did not participate in today's practice, although it's a walkthrough. So it's an indication. But he also mentioned earlier that JJ and Kyler were, there you go, full participants today. So, yeah, man. If we get those two back, oh my goodness, as long as they're fully fit, I'll be well happy.
Tell you what, though, the players that have been off it, have been out injured, they're going to be keen and biting at the bit to get back into this team. And I think they're going to come in hard. Like I say, a winning culture just breeds amongst the sort of like the people that are sitting in the gym trying to get themselves fit, and they want to get back into a winning team. And if we can get as many back as we can, I don't want to rush them back though, because obviously, you want them to come back full fit, and if they can't get back for the Eagles, we're taking for the Green Bay.
Exactly. That's all. The main thing is we want them to see out the season. We want them for the run in, don't we? So
Yeah.
So yeah, do we gear? That's what Squeegee says. Do we gear up and try to whip Philly full force or hold back for the 3 division games we have left? I don't know. I just think they're going to go out, try and go 1-0 every week, don't they? That's it. I think I don't think they'll make an assessment in terms of like the games coming up. I just think they'll because you wouldn't want to ruin
That's a good excuse for us, though, isn't it? We can say, yeah, we held back against the Phillies because we're waiting for the Packers. So I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, exactly. That could be our backup excuse should anything happen, go wrong. But yeah, in terms of the running rankings, because you've got a good lot of data now, haven't we? We're sort of 11 games in mostly. How do we compare for what the season they're having? So in terms of the Philly offense, it's actually quite surprising. they rank 303 yards per game, or getting 303 yards per game in offense, which is ranked 24th in the NFL.
Okay.
Their passing attack is 23rd in the NFL at 193 per game. And their run game is averaging 110 yards per game, which is 21st. What they are doing is scoring points. They're actually 23.2 points per game, which is 17th in the NFL. So, yeah, in terms of their offense, they're not really tearing it up. So, compares to our
You're not saying anything there that's scaring me at the moment.
Well, exactly. Excuse me. And then, but that compares to our defense, which is, obviously still not exactly like, setting the world on fire. Yards per game, we're giving up 362, which is 27th. Our passing defense is giving up 224, which is 21st in the NFL. And our run game, as we know, on defense is not great. We're 28th in the NFL at 138 yards per game, giving up 26.5 points per game, which is 27th. So,
I'll tell you what, though, I'll be interested to know. Obviously the coaches of Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen have got all these facts and figures, and I'm just wondering what our game plan would be against the Eagles. Actually, I don't know what your thoughts would be. Do we go at them on the ground? Do we throw long distance? I don't know. Well, what do you think tactics would be right for this game?
Well, I think we'll try and lean on the run game again, because that's if you're looking at in terms of their defense. The Philly defense is ranked 18th in the NFL against rush, the 22nd against pass, actually. So they've got so they're the other way around then. So this passing is their sort of weakness, but then the running game is our strength, or it has been, until last week, which was we only had 99 yards. But I think they'll just try and establish the run game again to open up the sort of the play action, because that's what Johnson loves, isn't it? I can't see it. I think we'll try and balance it. I can't see him going one way or the other, to be honest. But yeah, in terms of offense, we are ranked 6th for total offense with 369 yards per game, 12th on passing, 2nd in the rushing, and 8th in terms of scoring. We have 26.3 points per game. Brummy. So it leans towards that in terms of their rankings. They're if you're looking at a weakness for the Philly defense, it's their passing defense. And then
that's fair enough. So I reckon someone like Monunga is going to be used quite a lot then on Friday.
I think so. Yeah. Booker says, to me, the Bears have exceeded what I thought they would do this year, so everything else to me is gravy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some people said we were predicting us to be in the sort of 10-7 or 9-8, weren't they, this year? And they just wanted to see improvement. So, Dr. Truth, Eagles might be down 2 safeties as well. I haven't even looked at any injuries, to be honest, mate. So that could be interesting. But yeah, the big difference again, the way we're making the game interesting is with takeaways, isn't it? So one thing that is interesting with Jalen Hurts is he's only thrown 1 interception all year. So he looks after the ball. So that's something to be, we'll have to sort of challenge that. Tell you what, he's taken 27 sacks. So
okay.
Caleb's had 16, I think, but Jalen Hurts has taken 27. So their much celebrated offensive line is perhaps not doing as well as they wanted to in that respect. So the big difference is also turnovers, of course. We know about that. Everyone knows that the Bears lead the lead in turnovers. Our differential is plus 16. And we've had 16 interceptions, which is leading the NFL by a mile. So Philly are plus 6, actually, which is the 6th best turnover differential in the NFL, which shows you how far in front we are in terms of the turnovers. We're top with plus 16, and the Eagles are 6th best NFL turnover differential with plus 6. So crazy, man. So yeah, they've only given away 1 interception, but they've had 5 fumbles, and they've thrown 1 pick and 5 fumbles. So to lose it. So they've taken away 7 interceptions and 5 fumbles. So yeah, something to be aware of. But yeah. So, yes, Brummy says Jalen Hurts doesn't risk downfield completions. He's all about dumping the ball off. Because A.J. Brown, they didn't have a massive game last week. Brown led the way with 8 receptions, 110 yards and a touchdown. Devonta Smith had 6 catches for 89. Actually, Barkley was more of a threat in the air because he had 7 catches for 52 yards. So, yeah, we'll see, man. Let's just say they aren't having their best season, but they're still 8-3, aren't they? So... But anyway, I bet they haven't played any good teams, have they? That's why they're 8-3.
Well, but I ain't being funny. I think we're going there with a chance. And if I'd have said,
Yeah, hell yeah.
well, hopefully, yeah. I think we're going there with a chance. And if we get into them early, get sweat all over Hurts.
Agree, Cliff, agree. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Yeah. Look, the fact that the Bears are even in the chat regarding playoff places at the moment, last season, that would have been dreamland. And the fact that we're competitive, love it.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So, and that's it. I mean, everyone had this down as a loss, didn't they, going into the season? And that's how far things have changed, is that, how things have improved, that we actually go in there thinking, not that we're going to win, but there's certainly a good chance we win if we play our best game, and exploit our strengths, and their weaknesses. Who knows, man? But yeah, I think we may be getting them at a good time. I don't know. There's never a good time. And there's no easy games. I'm just looking forward to some winning Bears football, man. I'm just loving it.
100% that. I'm going to be pumped up for this game. I'm actually going to be away, and
No,
I'll tell you about it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's well, yeah. No, the fire stick will be going with me. Don't worry about that. And then, so it's going to be amazing. I'm going over the border to Wales. I'm going to be wearing my Bears attire over there. So I'm just pumped up for it, and I just think we really have got an opportunity. And I don't even mind losing as long as we're competitive. I don't want us to lose through playing a bad game or referee decisions going against us. I want us to be competitive. Of course, I want us to win. I really want us to win. And that would give us so much bragging points. And then all the noise can go quiet online about the Bears playing, teams beneath us. But last year, these teams weren't beneath us, and we would have lost a lot of these games. We really would. And I just feel that, just like I said earlier on our chat here, the fact that I'm looking forward to every game now is so exciting.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's someone else in there, someone new here, ANZ2441. He says, we didn't steal a damn thing. We were ahead by 10 with a few minutes left. Our D needs to heal. Yeah, totally agree, man. It was a bit of a pun, a play on words. I had to come up with a title, and that was it. So, yeah, we held on to a lead, man. Triple R is in the house. Trips, how you doing, man? Good to see you. We need to have the King come to a Bears game. King Booker or King Charles. I hope it doesn't get quiet. It gets funnier each week. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Exactly. Just want to keep it rolling. So I'll be there. I'll be on the sofa because is it 3 p.m. Eastern, I think. So it's 8 o'clock kickoff our time, which is handy.
It's 8 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah. So I won't be going anywhere because I work Friday and Saturday. So I'll be at home. I might have to get some beers in, even though it's a Friday night. I love American accent with Fang. Do you like there? That's it. We tip the cap to our friends across the pond. But yeah, Trips has just joined us right at the end here, as we're just going to go into a little bit of a prediction, and then we'll wrap up, shall we? What's your fancy for a scoreline, mate?
I think it's going to be pretty similar to the Steelers score. It's going to be hovering around that sort of numbers. Tight. Bears win. Okay.
Any score? He's going to just go for that. He's going to say it's been close.
Yeah, close. It's going to be similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers game. What was that? 31-28. I don't know, whatever it was. And it's going to be tight. And I think Santos is going to kick us a winner.
Oh, he thinks it's going to be a last minute. Well, walk off. You reckon walk off?
Take that.
Yeah. Ron Minarski says the Bears are playing on your birthday. Happy birthday for Friday, Ron Minarski. Hope they give you a dub for your birthday. Crimson says 27-24 Bears.
Yeah,
Fox
tight. Yeah,
29-27. So yeah, they agree with you. It's like a one score, a field goal potential winner. 29. That's an unusual one, isn't it? It's we'll take a missed extra 4 touchdowns, missed extra point, and a safety.
Take that now if we win.
Cliff says 31-24 Bears. Several trick plays. I kind of get that feeling, Cliff. I got to be honest. I think he's going to dig into his bag of tricks this week. I think we're going to see some trickery from old Mr. Johnson, our wonderful coach. Squeegee says 31-24. Ron Minarski says 38-17. Ooh, he's having a big one. So I better pick something out of my backside like I have to every week. I'm going to I know it's coming, but I still don't do any planning for this. So I will say it's going to be. I'm going to say 31-21. Bears, obviously. And yeah, we'll see what happens, man. 3 takeaways for us. 2 more sacks for Sweat. Yeah. The Lions only managed 9 against the Eagles. Yeah, but they're crap, aren't they? They couldn't even beat. Who was it? Who did they lose to? That was someone terrible, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know.
I think it's positive, though, Jason, that everyone's saying that we're going to win.
I know. How about that, huh? Can you believe it? There's a lot of what's the word? Optimism around now, isn't there? You know, we're on a roll. 8 wins in the last 9. Can you believe that?
It's amazing. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Cool. Right. I think we're done then, are we? Unless there's anything else you want to chip in before we head off. Oh yeah, Cliff. Yeah. Cliff says, "I want the national media to have to eat their words and praise the Bears." Yeah. Lions almost lost to the Giants. Yeah, they did, didn't they, Crimson? That's what I was looking at. Tripp says he wants to see Booker and Sweat humping Hurts. No, did he? Mikey's coming in with a 24-21. Right, so that's unanimous. We're going to win. Everyone says the chat says we're going to win. New one just right at the end. Sorry, Mike, we're about to leave. We're about to go now. Crimson, go Bears, FGB, good, better, best, etc. So I love that, man. It's so good. Right, yeah, let's get out of here. I'm just waffling now. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us, man. Your contributions are always welcome. We have such a good time with you guys. Brummy, let's get you on the show sometime, mate. Send an email. Come on, join us. So thank you so much, everyone in the chat, for joining us for the British Bears show. Thanks to you, Dave, for stepping in.
I appreciate that.
I've had a blast, as usual. Cliff says he was a great show, guys. Thank you. I was finally off work early enough to watch. Right, have a happy Turkey Day, everyone. Yes, of course. Happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. We don't have anything like that over here, so obviously it's completely another day to us. But we know you guys are big on it. Have a great holiday, folks. Take care of your loved ones, and just have a great time and go for a Bears win. And I guess we'll just see you next week. So should we end this with a 1, 2, 3 Bears?
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
We are Bears. We are Bears. We are Bears. The British Bears, the British Bears.